All right, we are back home and we are live. Let's see. Share my screen. And today we'll be learning about the Fairmont Hotel. Let's see what's the history. I went to the beautiful Fairmont Hotel. I just popped in San Francisco, and they had this beautiful festive decorations, massive Christmas tree behind. They had massive gingerbread house, and so many people in there. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. They were handing out Moet Hennessy champagne, which was $60. Super fancy, super shiny. Everybody had that. There were a lot of families. It's really good to see families in San Francisco. It's an expensive city, so you mostly just see tech bros over there. It's very rare that you see complete families hanging out over there. It's hard to afford such a family. It's hard to support such a family. So it was really cool. Let's see. We will either dive into Fairmont Hotel, specifically San Francisco, or let's see, the general Fairmont Hotel. This is in Vancouver. We got some Vancouver representation here. I believe I've seen Fairmont in, near Banff. One of these might be the Fairmont Hotel in Banff. We see a lot of snow. This is Vancouver. Oh yeah, this is the Vancouver Art Gallery. This is, I forgot the name of this building. Okay, very interesting. Luxury hotel chain with the rich history dating back to 1907, the brand is known for its iconic properties, exceptional service, and commitment to creating unforgettable experience for guests. I saw this one quote over there. I believe that might be from the original Fairmont owner, founder. It was about that we focus on making memories. We focus that our guests leave with some memories, some unforgettable memories, something around that. Distinctive features boasts a portfolio of over 80 hotels worldwide, including historic. I'm surprised. If there are 80 hotels, why did Perplexity only show all the Canadian ones? Maybe because I have my location on. Hmm. So Perplexity is only showing me the Canadian Fairmont hotels, which is the Vancouver one, and I believe this is the Banff one. Interesting. Distinctive features 80 hotels worldwide, including historic landmarks, elegant resorts, and modern city center properties. Each hotel is designed to reflect the unique character of its location, featuring unique architecture, expressive decor, local inspired cuisine, and iconic bars and lounges. Thoughtful service and attention to detail. Global presence can be found in diverse locations from urban centers like New York and Dubai to tropical paradises in Hawaii and the Caribbean. Sustainability focus has been a long-standing commitment to environmental stewardship and community engagement. San Francisco, the original Fairmont Hotel. Okay, so that's the first one, the original Fairmont, and I believe Fairmont was founded by one of the big fours. His name was Fair. The other big fours were Mark Hopkins, the big four of railways and mining, or just railways, I believe. Mark Hopkins, you have Fairmont. I forgot the name of the other two. Okay. Opened in 1907, known for its grandeur and historical significance. The Plaza, New York, an iconic luxury hotel located at the corner of Fifth Avenue in Central Park. Fairmont Banff Springs, often referred to as the castle in the Rockies, situated in Banff National Park, Canada. This is beautiful because right outside this Fairmont Banff Springs, they have the beautiful lake where people go ice skating and it's covered by mountains. I think they crushed it with the location. They found the perfect location. I believe it's this one. I've been there. Fairmont Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana, the brand's first South American property offering stunning views of Copacabana Beach. Guests at Fairmont can expect luxurious accommodations with sophisticated amenities, world class dining options featuring local and international cuisine, spa and wellness facilities in many locations, exceptional service focused on creating memorable moments. Hmm, that makes sense. It's pretty much all about memories, right? It's pretty much all about memories. It's pretty hard to enjoy a place like that when you just go alone. You have to go with your family, your kids, your partner, and then you just do things. You go to you you go to the swimming pool, you play some sports, you go to the bar, you have a nice dinner, creating memorable moments. Brand evolution continue to expand and evolve since its inception. 2016, Fairmont became part of the Accor Hospitality Group, further enhancing its global reach. The brand has embraced modern luxury trends while maintaining its commitment to heritage and local experiences. Recent expansions include new properties in emerging markets such as Morocco, Turkey, and South Korea. Hmm. Fairmont became part of the Accor Hospitality Group, further enhancing its global reach. Embraced modern luxury trends while maintaining its commitment to heritage and local experiences. Hmm. What are the major events in the history of Fairmont since its inception? Let's see what we get. Center of numerous significant historical events. Here's a chronological overview of major milestones in Fairmont's history. This is the original San Francisco one. Yes, Fairmont, San Francisco, a journey through time. It's a beautiful property. And I believe it was really damaged during the 1906 earthquake. The Empress. Hmm. 1885, the Hamilton Princess and Beach Club opens, becoming the oldest member of the Fairmont family. The Hamilton Princess and Beach Club opens, becoming the oldest member of the Fairmont family. Fairmont San Francisco opens, marking the birth of the Fairmont brand. Fairmont-la-Chateau, Frontenac hosts the first Quebec Conference, where Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and William Lyon Mackenzie King meet to plan the Normandy invasion. 1943, Fairmont-la-Chateau Frontenac hosts the first Quebec Conference. 1945, the United Nations Charter is drafted and signed by 50 countries in the Garden Room of Fairmont, San Francisco. The United Nations Charter is drafted and signed by 50 countries in the Garden Room of Fairmont, San Francisco. It's actually really cool. Like when you walk in this hotel, you enter over here. There's a massive Christmas tree. Behind, they had the massive gingerbread house or families lined up. And then there's a small alley over here that takes you to the outer side where you can look over the entire San Francisco skyline over here. And in this small alley, they have a lot of small photographs where you can look at the history. They have a lot of photographs, people who have like a lot of history that has happened over there, a lot of celebrities who came over here. I think I read Prince Harry came over there and they left a note. It's very interesting. When you have so much history, it's kind of crazy. Like this place has been here for 100 years, more than 100 years now. People have been enjoying this place, making memories in this place for 100 years. That is crazy to think. 69, John Lennon and Yoko Ono staged their famous Bed-In for Peace at Fairmont, the Queen Elizabeth in Montreal, where the record Give Peace a Chance. Fairmont, the Queen Elizabeth in Montreal, where they record "Give Peace a Chance." Okay, so there's a Fairmont in Montreal as well. 99 Fairmont Hotels merges with Canadian Pacific Hotels to form the largest North American hotel management company. With Canadian Pacific Hotels, hmm. So Fairmont started in San Francisco. Canada has their own thing happening, and then they merge. Hmm. I believe it's because the I believe the Fairmont Vancouver and Fairmont Banff Springs were built totally separately, but they really aligned with the Fairmont aesthetic, and that's the reason why this merge worked. I'm not sure. I don't think. I'm just guessing right now, but I don't think Fairmont Banff Springs was built by the original Fairmont. It was built by Canadian Pacific Hotels, and then they merged because they aligned so well on the aesthetic, on the service, and everything. Let's see. Fairmont Hotels and Resorts becomes an independent company after Canadian Pacific Limited spins off its subsidiaries. Becomes an independent company after Canadian Pacific Limited spins off its subsidiaries. Interesting. Okay. So 2001, they remove all the extra fat so that Fairmont Hotels and Resorts becomes the only thing. Okay. Fairmont Dubai opens, marking the brand's entry into the Middle East. Expansion and innovation. 2001, Fairmont introduces the Willow Stream Spa concept. Heritage Place, a timeshare hotel chain, is launched. Heritage Place, a timeshare hotel chain. I know in the early 2000s, timeshare was a big thing, and it seemed like and people were not really happy with it because you have one property, 50, 100 people are able to timeshare it for, let's say, one weekend in the entire year. Now, what if the weekend that is allotted to you, you just don't want to go at that time? So it just doesn't work out really well. Fairmont expands its international presence, including agreements to manage properties in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Cairo. Recent developments. 2007, Fairmont celebrates its centennial anniversary with special events and promotions. 2016 becomes part of the Accor Hospitality Group, further enhancing its global reach. Hmm, interesting. Let's see if I am right over here. Was the Fairmont Banff Springs built by Fairmont Hotels? Let's see what we get. I was right. I was right. This is so interesting. It matched the aesthetic. It's a castle. It has a beautiful location. It has a perfect location. It's right outside. It has a massive lake in front of it. A beautiful lake where people ski and stuff. Fairmont Banff Springs was not originally built by Fairmont Hotels. The hotel was constructed by the Canadian Pacific Railway in the late 19th century. Construction began in '86 under the direction of William Cornelius Van Horn, the general manager of the Canadian Pacific Railway. The original hotel, designed by architect Bruce Price, opened in '88 as the Banff Springs Hotel, one of the earliest Grand Railway hotels in Canada, built to promote tourism and travel along the CPR's Transcontinental Railway. The hotel underwent several expansions and renovations over the years, including the addition of the iconic 11-story tower designed by Walter Painter in 1911 to 1914. Okay. I have been in this Fairmont Hotel. I've been in this Fairmont Hotel. I've also been in the Fairmont Whistler, and that was beautiful. Fairmont Hotel Whistler was beautiful. It was really cold outside. They were giving out a lot of hot chocolates. I was drinking hot chocolate, and there is a live singer over there right in front of you. It's really cold, so we are just wrapped in blankets. It was beautiful. Very interesting. William Cornelius Van Horn, one of the earliest Grand Railway hotels in Canada built to promote tourism. Canadian Pacific Railway owned and operated the hotel for most of its history. 99, the hotel became part of the Fairmont Hotels and Resorts chain. This is when it adopted the name Fairmont Banff Springs. 2016, Accor Hotels, now simply Accor, acquired the Fairmont brand, including the Banff Springs property. Interesting. And how many hotels do they operate? 80 hotels around the world. I have been to four of them now: Fairmont Vancouver, Fairmont Banff, Fairmont Whistler, and Fairmont San Francisco. Maybe even more. I don't remember. But it is beautiful. It is very iconic. They go for these very castle like look, which are built way back, which are built in 1900s or something. So it's not hard to miss. Tell me all about Tell me the story about Hamilton Princess and Beach Club opens, becoming the oldest one of the Fairmont family. Let's see. Affectionately known as the Pink Palace, has a rich history dating back to the 19th century. New York NY. Princess Hotel Hamilton, Bermuda. Hotel Princesa Hamilton, Bermuda. Interesting. The Hamilton Princess and Beach Club, affectionately known as the Pink Palace, has a rich history dating back to the late 19th century. Hotel story begins in 83 when Princess Louise, daughter of Queen Victoria, visited Bermuda. Her visit sparked international interest in the island as a winter retreat destination. Inspired by this newfound popularity, Harley Trott, a prominent local businessman, decided to capitalize on the opportunity by building a luxury hotel. Interesting. So Princess Louise, daughter of Queen Victoria, visited Bermuda, sparked international interest in the island, and inspired by the popularity, Harley Trott, a local businessman, capitalizes on this opportunity and builds this hotel. Interesting. January 1, 85, the Hamilton Princess officially opened its door. The hotel was named the Princess in honor of Princess Louise's visit. Hmm. It's very interesting to the Hamilton Princess. It's very interesting to leverage the credibility of someone because it doesn't matter. You have to build a product that is successful. So it doesn't matter what you name it after. You just name it after the trend to ride the wave to capitalize on that opportunity. In honor of Princess Louise's visit, at its opening, the four-story building featured 70 rooms equipped with modern amenities for the time, including gas lights and hot and cold running water. The Hamilton Princess quickly gained a reputation as the gem of the island, attracting affluent Americans who would summer in the Berkshires and winter in Bermuda. The hotel became known for its long, shady verandas, blue slate roof, and impeccable service. Famous guests began to frequent the hotel, including Mark Twain, who enjoyed smoking cigars on the veranda while signing autographs and reciting poetry to fans. Hmm. Mark Twain enjoyed smoking cigars on the veranda while signing autographs and reciting poetry to fans. While the hotel has operated under various names and management throughout its history, it eventually became part of the Fairmont Hotels and Resorts family. Today, it holds the distinction of being the oldest member of the Fairmont chain, even though it was not built by Fairmont. The Hamilton Princess and Beach Club has undergone several renovations and expansions over the years. This is also interesting. There's very common or some a trend that you will see again with a conglomerate brand like LVMH. When LVMH acquires a new luxury fashion brand, they are really looking for history. Really looking for a brand that is really really old and has a lot of history. And whatever history it has, if it's just if it's just there for a longer time, that history must be rich. There must be a lot of twists and turns, and that product must have seen a lot, gone through a lot. Some celebrities would have worn that product, and a lot of things in the back office might have changed as major historical events happen. And that is what people really want. When people buy Tiffany, they a lot of things come to their mind that, oh, they have seen this Tiffany engagement ring on a celebrity's hand. They have seen the Tiffany's Fifth Avenue store, and they have seen the Tiffany color being used in Olympics or something. Um, and this is crazy because just the brand is so old, even though they might not be operated really well today, LVMH just goes for it. And they are like, we are not just acquiring a luxury brand, a luxury product, and their sales and all of that stuff, their team and all of that stuff, we can just improve that. What we are really acquiring is the history. And that is interesting. So Fairmont Hotel acquired the Princess Palace and kind of acquired a lot of rich history. Today it holds the distinction of being the oldest member of the Fairmont chain, undergone several renovations and expansions over the years, including a recent $100 million renovation completed in 2016. Maintained its status as a historic landmark and continues to be a symbol of luxury and hospitality in Bermuda. Hmm. Tell me more about the founder of Fairmont Hotel. Complex history with multiple influential figures involved in its founding. Yeah, this is the guy, James Graham Fair, but it seems like there are multiple influential figures. Fairmont. Oh, this is the San Francisco one. Yeah, cable car, Fairmont, Tonga. Oh, this is crazy. Like this Tonga thing. I don't know what Tonga means, but it's even today. Tonga is somewhere over here. Papa Gayo Room. Okay. Look at these cars. Wow. So this hotel, Fairmont Hotel, is right beside Top of the Mark, which was built by another big railways guy, Mark Hopkins, I believe. And they are kind of built. So San Francisco is a hill, and these two hotels are built right at the top of the hill. Massive structures on top of the hill from where you can see the entire city. And that is really, really cool. That is really, really cool. The view, the climb, just getting up over here from, like, yeah, you can see that it's very steep and you can pretty much see the entire city. Multiple influential figures involved in its founding and development. While there isn't a single founder in the traditional sense, several key individuals played crucial role in establishing what would become Fairmont Hotels and Resorts. James Graham Fair, a silver baron and US senator, is considered the original inspiration for the Fairmont name. James Graham Fair, a silver baron and US senator, is considered the original inspiration. 1890s, he purchased the land where the first Fairmont Hotel would be built in San Francisco. Although Fair didn't live to see the hotel constructed, his acquisition of the property set the stage, set the stage for future development. Interesting. Tessie Fair Ulrich and Virginia Fair Vanderbilt. Hmm. James Graham Fair's daughters, Tessie Fair Ulrich Ulrichs and Virginia Fair Vanderbilt were instrumental in bringing their father's vision to life. In 1903, they decided to build, okay? So 1890s, he purchased the land where the hotel would be built, okay? And then the daughters the brought the father's vision to life. They decided to build a spectacular hotel on the land their father had purchased. They named it Fairmont, combining their family name Fair with the hotel's location atop Nob Hill, Mont, Fairmont. Very interesting. Very interesting. Fair, James Graham Fair. The daughters built it, father's vision to life, and it's built on Nob Hill, Mont. So cool. So cool. Benjamin Swig. While not the original founder, Benjamin H. Swig played a crucial role in expanding the Fairmont brand. 45, he purchased the Fairmont San Francisco and began building a portfolio of hotels. Under Swig's leadership, Fairmont Hotels grew to include 7 properties in key US gateway cities, becoming a social hub for the rich and famous. Hmm. So the daughters built it. They ran it until 45. First of all, the name. Like today, when we say Fairmont, we don't really know the history of it, but now we know. Benjamin Swig takes over the Fairmont brand in 45. He starts building a portfolio of other hotels. Hmm. So I'm guessing until 45, Fairmont San Francisco was the only hotel. After 45, he starts building other Fairmont hotels in the portfolio that align similarly to the original Fairmont. 7 key properties. William Cornelius Van Horn. Although not directly involved with the original Fairmont Hotel, William Cornelius is an important figure in the broader history. In 86, as general manager of the Canadian Pacific Railway, he began constructing hotels along the railway, including what would later become the Fairmont Banff Springs. This laid the foundation for the Canadian Pacific Hotels and Resorts, which would eventually merge with Fairmont. This is also interesting. Again, on a totally separate line or timeline, William Cornelius is building Canadian Pacific Hotels and Resorts, and then they merge. Result of these various influences coming together over time rather than the work of a single founder. The merger of Canadian Pacific Hotels and Resorts with Fairmont Hotels in 99 created the modern Fairmont Hotels and hmm, combining the legacies of these different founding figures into a really cool. Tell me tell me about CEOs. List all the CEOs of Fairmont Hotels since its inception. Let's see what we get. What is this picture? What are we looking at? Mark Will is the newly appointed CEO of Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, 23, is all set to build on the brand's rich history out of its new headquarters in Dubai. Mark Willis, who was previously the CEO for India, Middle East, Africa, and Turkey at Accor, overseeing a portfolio of more than 520 hotels in operation and development across more than 20 brands within its group, is now the CEO of Fairmont Hotels and Resorts. So he kind of focused. Mark Willis went from focusing on a bunch of hotels across India, Middle East, Africa, and Turkey to now focusing specifically on Fairmont brand. Very interesting. Due to limited information, I can offer a chronological list of known CEOs based on available data. Benjamin Swig, 1945 to unknown, acquired the Fairmont San Francisco and began expanding the brand. William R. Bill Fatt, until 2006, served as CEO of Fairmont Hotels and Resorts and its precursor, CP Hotels and Resorts. William Fatt, mentioned as leaving the position in 2006. Gap in information for the period between 2006 and 2023. Mark Willis, recently joined, became CEO of Fairmont Hotels and Resorts in January 23. Huh. Omer Omer Akar, appointed as CEO of both Fairmont and Raffles Hotels and Resorts. Interesting. Who is the current CEO of Fairmont Hotel? Hmm. So Mark Willis was just there for 1 year. Maybe he was just there for transition, or he did a really bad job. Let's see. What's the exact reason? Current CEO is Omar Akar. He replaced Mark Willis in the role early in 24. Now leads both Raffles and Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, marking a new era for these luxury brands within the Accor group. This change is part of Accor's recent restructuring efforts to give its luxury brands more dedicated engagement. How is it more dedicated when you have same CEO for two brands? Okay. Strategy to consolidate leadership for its luxury brands and drive growth, particularly in North America. Icar is responsible for overseeing the global portfolio of both Raffles and Fairmont properties, which includes more than 100 hotels in operation and under development for Fairmont alone. Under development for Fairmont alone. Broader reorganization allowing its luxury brands to operate with more focused management while remaining part of the larger Accor group. Interesting. So Fairmont seems to have 80 hotels worldwide. Accor seems to have 520 in total in their portfolio. So I'm curious who are the other brands, but also I'm curious why. Let's see. Why was Mark Willis let go from his role of CEO of Fairmont Hotels? Do we have any information? Was not let go. Rather, his position is changing as part of a broader restructuring. Effective January 1, who is currently CEO of Raffles and Orient Express, will add the role of CEO of Fairmont to his responsibilities. Mark Willis will transition from his role as CEO of Fairmont to become an advisor to Accor's overall CEO, Sebastian Bazin. This is interesting. This is interesting. This reminds me of LVMH. I know there was this one CEO who was the longest running CEO for Louis Vuitton, I believe. And because Louis Vuitton is such a because Louis Vuitton is the brand, like even in the parent company's name, LVMH, out of all their companies, Louis Vuitton is the name. So it is the marquee brand of their entire portfolio, of their entire holding company. So because there was this one CEO who was running Louis Vuitton for like 15, 20 years, he after running Louis Vuitton, he was like, I don't know what I want to do next. But also LVMH's CEO, Bernard Arnault, he knows that this guy is really important because he has gained a lot of experience running one of our marquee brands. We know we need him, but we don't know where exactly. So during that period during that period of exploration, he kind of became the advisor to Bernard Arnault. His position became advisor to Bernard Arnault. I'm seeing very similar thing over here. I'm guessing Mark Willis had been involved, again I guess, but I'm guessing Mark Willis was involved with Accor hotels for a long time. He was a trusted person by the CEO of Accor. So he's like, okay, I'm done with Fairmont, give it to someone else, but he's still important. So you still want to keep him as a advisor until you find the perfect role for him. This change is part of Acor's ongoing reorganization of its luxury and lifestyle brands, which aims to give each brand more focused management and autonomy. Willis had only been CEO since 23, having previously served as CEO of Acor's India, Middle East, Africa, and Turkey region. He was actively involved in revamping Fairmont's strategy, including plans for expansion and brand repositioning. The shift appears to be a strategic move by Accor rather than a performance-related decision, as Willis was praised for his efforts in growing the Fairmont brand and implementing new strategies. Okay, okay. List all the hotels under the Accor portfolio. Let's see what we get. Accor has 47 hotel brands. Its CEO says there are more to come. Regional brands: Hotel F1 France, the Sebel Asia Pacific, Grand Mercure. International brands: economy, mid-scale, upscale, luxury. Okay. Economy is Ibis, Adagio, Ibis Budget, Ibis Styles, Ibis. Mid-scale, Novotel, Mercure, Adagio. Upscale, Pullman. I think I've heard of Pullman. Gallery. And luxury is Sofitel. Accor. Luxury: Banyan Tree, Raffles, Rixos, Dalino, One Fine Stay, Sofitel, Orient Express, Sofitel Legend, Fairmont. Premium: Mantis, Archie's, Pullman, Peppers, Grand Mercure, Hyde, Swiss Hotel, The Sebel. Midscale: Mantra, Novotel, Adagio, Mama, Tribe, Break Free, Ibis, Joe and Joe. Very interesting. I ha- most of these seems like very. I've seen Novotel, Swiss Hotel uh, in Paris, in Europe. I'm guessing these are very European focused brands. Ibis, they all seem very European. Luxury upscale 140K rooms. Pullman. I don't know what I've heard, in what context I've heard about Pullman. Regional Archeries, Peppers, Mantra, Break Free, Luxury Raffles. So Raffles is the most luxury. All-inclusive resorts: Fairmont, Wixo, Sofitel, Banyan Tree, Fairmont. Okay, interesting, interesting. Luxury brands: M Gallery, Emblems, Emblem Collection. Premium brands: Pullman, Movenpick. Mid-scale: Handwritten Collection. Economy: Greet, Break Free. Lifestyle: under Ennismore Joint Venture, 25 Hours, Mama Shelter, Hyde, Mondrian, The Hoxton, Tribe, Joe and Joe. Other brands: One Fine Stay, Fiona. Hmm, very interesting. There are so many hotel chains, and I've not heard of them. But So that is the hotel business. Very interesting. Okay, now let's go back to Vermont, and I want to know more about. I want to know more about. Tell me more about James Graham Fair. It's interesting that the entire Fairmont Hotel only came about after his death, and the daughters made it happen. Let's see. December 3, 1831 to 1894. Okay, so around 60 years. Prominent figure in the American history known for his success in mining, business, and politics. Key aspects of his life. Born into a poor Irish family in Clogher, County Tyrone, Fair immigrated to the United States in 43 at the age of 12. Born into a poor Irish family in Clogher, County Tyrone, Fair immigrated to the United States in 43 at the age of 12. He grew up on a farm in Illinois where he received a business education before moving to California in 1850. Oh, wow. So, born in 1831, so only in 1850 he moved to California, which is like 19 years age. Immigrated to the United States in 43 at the age of 12. He grew up on a farm in Illinois where he received a business education before moving to California in 1850, drawn by the gold rush. Hmm. So he moved himself to California during the gold rush. Mining career. His career in mining began with prospecting for gold in California's Feather River area. He later shifted his focus to Nevada, where he operated a stamp mill on the Carson River, became superintendent of various mines, including the Hale and Norcross mine in Virginia City in 1867, formed, formed the Bonanza Firm partnership with John William Mackay, James C. Flood. Okay, I've heard these names before. James C. Flood and William S. O'Brien, the Big Bonanza. Fair is credited with discovering the Bonanza, Big Bonanza. Big Bonanza in 1873, one of the richest pockets of gold and silver on the Comstock Lode. Interesting. He formed the Bonanza Firm partnership with John William Mackay, James C. Flood, and William S. O'Brien. Fair is credited with discovering the Big Bonanza in 1873, one of the richest pockets of gold and silver on the Comstock Lode. This discovery, made in the consolidated California and Virginia mine, led to immense wealth for Fair and his partners. Hmm. So he moved to California in 1850, drawn by the gold rush. And in 1873, 23 years later, he discovers the Big Bonanza, one of the richest pockets of gold and silver. Interesting. So it took him 23 years to make immense wealth within the consolidated California and Virginia mine business ventures. With his mining fortune, Fair diversified his investments, invested in railroads and San Francisco real estate. So 73, he makes wealth and he dies in 94. So he has 20 more years to go from there. He invested in railroads, San Francisco real estate, co-owned the Nevada Bank of San Francisco with John Mackay, developed real estate in San Francisco, and acquired mining properties outside Nevada. He served as a United States Senator from Nevada from 81 to 87 as a Democrat. However, his political career was not particularly distinguished as he lost his bid for re election. Married Theresa Rooney, but the marriage ended in divorce in 83 due to Fair's alleged habitual adultery, earned the nickname Slippery Jim due to his shrewd business practices and questionable character. Contrasted with his partner John McCain in public perception, with Fair often cast as the villain in local folklore. Legacy. Fairmont San Francisco Hotel was named after him and built by his daughters Teresa Fair Ulrich and Virginia Fair Vanderbilt. Fair's life exemplified the rags to riches story of the American West during the mining boom era. He left a complex he left a complex legacy, remembered both for his business acumen and his controversial reputation. He died on December 28, 1894 in San Francisco, leaving behind a fortune estimated at 50 million and a lasting impact on the history of Nevada and California. Hmm. Wow. Tell me the story of Bonanza Firm Partnership, John William McKay, James C. Flood. Flood and O'Brien, but more commonly referred to as the Bonanza Firm, was formed by four Irish American businessmen, James Graham Fair, John William McKay, James C. Flood, and William S. O'Brien, go on to become one of the most successful and influential mining ventures in American history. Hmm. Began in the late 1860s when these four men came together combining the unique skills and experiences. Fair was an experienced mine superintendent. Mackay was a skilled mining engineer. Flood and O'Brien were San Francisco saloon owners with business acumen. So I had a lot of knowledge about mining and a lot of knowledge about business. Okay. So he won the four partners pooled their resources and expertise to pool their resources, and it took them 2 years. 1871 was when the partnership formed, and 73 was when they found out. Pooled their resources and expertise to purchase the consolidated Virginia Mining Company for about $100,000. This acquisition consolidated several smaller claims on the Comstock Lode near Virginia City, Nevada, later added the nearby California mine to their holdings. The partnership strategy was clear. Mackay and Fair provided the mining knowledge and expertise, while Flood and O'Brien focused on raising capital, managing the financial aspects of the business. Their big break came in 1873 when they discovered an incredibly rich ore body in the consolidated Virginia mine. This discovery became known as the Big Bonanza, a massive vertical ore deposit more than 1,200 feet deep. This find sent shockwaves through the mining world and sparked a frenzy of excitement in San Francisco and beyond. Proved to be one of the richest mineral discoveries in American history. Hmm. The Big Bonanza proved to be one of the richest mineral discoveries in American history. For 3 years following this discovery, the consolidated Virginia and California mines produced an astounding $3 million per month. In 76, for exhibition purposes, they extracted 6 million worth of ore in a single month. Over the course of 22 years of operation, these two mines yielded more than 150 million in silver and gold, equivalent to billions in today's currency, and paid out 78 million in dividends. This incredible success transformed the four partners in some of the America's wealthiest men and earning them the nickname the Bonanza Kings or the Silver Kings. The firm's influence extended beyond mining. They established the Bank of Nevada in San Francisco to compete with the Bank of California, further solidifying their economic power. It's worth noting that Bonanza Kings were not without controversy. Fair earned the nickname Slippery Jim due to his shrewd and sometimes questionable business practices. Incredible opportunities and risks of the mining boom in American West, as well as the power of combining diverse skills and resources in pursuit of a common goal. Did the Silver Kings just got lucky in finding the richest mineral discoveries in American history? A very bad question framing, but basically, let's see if they just got lucky or was there a lot of work in finding this? It definitely took them 2 years, so they were doing something over there. What were they exactly doing? Mining on the Comstock. The success of the Silver Kings in discovering the Big Bonanza was not merely a matter of luck, but rather a combination of skill, perseverance, and calculated risk taking, expertise, and experience. James Fair and John Mackay brought significant mining expertise to the partnership. Experienced mine superintendent, while Mackay was a skilled mining engineer. They pooled their resources, $100,000, consolidating several smaller claims on the Comstock lode. Persistence. Partners continue to invest in exploration. They spent $200,000 cutting a new, deeper tunnel into consolidated Virginia when others had given up. Geological insight. The decision to dig deeper was based on a hunch that they would hit a vein of ore at lower levels. This insight proved crucial. Technical innovation. The discovery led to the development of a new mining technique such as square set timbering, which allowed for the extraction of ore from wider veins. Business acumen, managing capital and stock market operations. While luck played a role in the exact location and richness of the ore body, the Silver King's success was primarily due to the combined skills, perseverance, and willingness to take calculated risk. Hmm. What was James Graham Fair's vision for the Fairmont Hotel? An Irish immigrant who made his fortune in Nevada silver mines did not originally envision the Fairmont Hotel as we know it today. His initial plan for the property was quite different. Land purchase. 1800s Fair purchased a hilltop site at Mason and California streets in San Francisco. Intention was to build a palatial mansion on this prime palatial mansion. I think this looks like a palatial mansion. Okay. On this prime Nob Hill location where other wealthy railroad tycoons had their ornate residences. Right, right. Right opposite to this, there is James C. Flood Mansion, And that mansion is kind of a community, it's like a membership club kind of thing. I went in there and they were like, "Oh, you need to be a member to get in over here." Unrealized vision. Unfortunately, Fair did not live to see his vision come to fruition. He passed away before any construction began on the site. It was Fair's daughter who decided to build a hotel on the property after their father's death, honoring their father. The sisters named the hotel Fairmont, combining their family name with the hotel's location on top of a hill as a tribute to their father. How long after construction did Teresa and Virginia run the Fairmont Hotel? Let's see if we have any insight. The best construction and completed ahead of schedule. As with the beautiful crown Zillerback building. Oh, Benswig. Okay. Which was also constructed by Haas and Hain. Dignity and grace have been added to the changing San Francisco skyline by the Fairmont Tower. And the construction firm finds it extremely gratifying to thus take part in the development of San Francisco. The Fairmont Tower was a challenge. Meeting this challenge and bringing this great landmark ahead of schedule is a very satisfying experience to us. Beautiful. This is a nice photo. Began running the Fairmont Hotel approximately 1 year and 8 months after its construction was completed. The hotel's construction was finished on 1906, just before. Oh, the hotel's construction was finished on April 18, 1906, just before the San Francisco earthquake struck. Oh no. After the earthquake and subsequent fire damaged the interior, the hotel underwent reconstruction. It officially opened on 1907, exactly 1 year after the earthquake. This is really cool. The construction was finished April 18, 1906. They were about to they were about to open it up, but then the earthquake struck, and then they went under reconstruction and opened exactly on the same date next year, 1907. 1908, Theresa Fair Ulrich reacquired the restored hotel. This indicates that the sisters took control of the hotel's operations in early 1908, about 1 year and 8 months after the initial construction was completed. It's worth noting that the sisters' involvement with the hotel began earlier, as they commissioned its construction in honor of their father. However, the direct management of the operating hotel started in 1908 after its reconstruction opening. Tell me more about who was running the operations. Mont Hotel, San Francisco, from 1907 to 1945. Let's see, because of 1945, Ben Swig got hold of Fairmont Hotel. Oh, I think. Is it supposed to be the backside of San Francisco? Is it supposed to be the backside of the Fairmont Hotel? But there is no backside like this. There might be. This might be the just the rendering that this is how we want it to look like, but yeah, that's not how it looks like. Went through several changes, management and ownership. 7 to 8, hotel opened under the ownership of Herbert and Hartland Law, who had undertaken its reconstruction after the 1906 earthquake. Teresa Fair Ulrich, one of the original founders and daughters of James Graham Fair, reacquired the restored hotel in 1908. 1908 to 1917, D. M. Linnard assumed the management of the hotel. 1917 to 1924. 24 to 29, D. M. Linnard bought the controlling interest from the Ulrichs family, becoming the owner as well as manager. It's so interesting that there are so many people who so many operators who kind of came in the picture and made sure that this thing actually runs and this thing actually works. But we only remember kind of the visionaries. We only remember the names of James Graham Fair, the guy whose vision was Fairmont Hotel. He was not even involved in the construction. Wow. Nobody knows the name of Benjamin Swig or DM Linnard, who was running this for, let's say, 10 years, uh, when I'm guessing they really needed an operator. Hmm. DM Linnard assumed the management of the hotel. He bought the controlling interest from the Ulrichs family, becoming the owner as well as manager. 29 to 45. So for 15 years, George Smith, a mining engineer who had just completed the Mark Hopkins Hotel, purchased the Fairmont from Leonard. Smith, okay. Smith undertook a major renovation, including the installation of an indoor pool called the Fairmont Plunge. Hmm. I think the Fairmont Plunge also has an interesting story. For Olympics or something, the US team was used to train in the Fairmont Plunge. Fairmont Hotel became San Francisco's most famous hotel, attracting wealthy families for extended stays of 2 to 3 months. The hotel even provided a thoroughly equipped school featuring music, dance, art, and a complete curriculum for its long term guests. Wow, this is interesting. 26, during George Smith's ownership, the eighth floor was added, including the 6,000 square foot penthouse suite. The era of these various owners and managers came to an end in 1945, and financier and philanthropist Benjamin Swig purchased 54% of the Fairmont for 2 million, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the hotel's history. Wow. A lot of interesting, deep areas, deep rabbit holes to dive into, but this was really cool. All right, that's the stream. Thank you.